Captain Marcus stood on the edge of the strange alien city. The buildings were tall and shiny, unlike anything he had seen on Earth. Lights glowed softly in colors that humans did not have names for. The air smelled fresh, but there was something different, almost electric. This city was home to the Kalaris, a proud and ancient alien race. Marcus was a human hero. He had saved the Kalaris from a terrible disaster. Their home planet had been dying because of a massive storm of dark energy coming from space. Marcus and his crew had risked everything to bring help. A special shield technology from Earth. With it, the Kalaris survived. Now Marcus was here to talk with the leaders of the Kalaris. They were grateful, but had an old tradition that surprised him. The Kalaris told Marcus about the life debt. When someone saves the life of another, the Kalaris believed the debt had to be paid in full. The price was a marriage bond. This meant that Marcus, the human who saved their people, had to marry a member of a Kalaris family. The bond would make the life debt complete. Marcus did not expect this. On Earth, people rarely had such customs. But here it was serious. It was a sacred rule, older than any written history. The life debt must be paid by joining two lives. Marcus felt confused. He was a soldier, trained to fight and protect. But marriage, it was something he never planned for, especially not with an alien. The Council of Kalaris leaders invited him to their chamber. The room was large and round. Walls moved gently like water. At the center sat Eldra, the head elder, a tall figure, with eyes that shone deep blue. "Captain Marcus," Eldra said in a calm but strong voice, "you have saved our people. For that we are forever grateful. But now, the ancient debt calls for its price." Marcus nodded slowly. "I want to respect your ways, but I do not fully understand. Why a marriage?" Eldra smiled softly. "The life debt is more than a promise. It is a bond of trust, of honor. When lives are saved, they become linked forever. The marriage joins families and hearts. It builds peace that no words can match." From a hidden door, a young woman entered. She was unlike any human. Her skin was pale purple, smooth and glowing softly. Her eyes were large and golden, full of wisdom and sadness. Her long silver hair moved like it had a life of its own. "This is Lyria," Eldra said. "She is the one chosen to join in this sacred bond. She is from a noble house and carries the hopes of her people." Marcus looked at Lyria. She did not smile, but her eyes held a quiet strength. She bowed her head slightly. Marcus's heart beat fast. This was real. The life debt was no joke. Lyria spoke softly. "Captain Marcus, I know this is sudden, but our people believe in this bond. I am ready to honor it." Marcus felt respect grow for her. She was brave to accept something so difficult. He replied, "I will learn your ways, Lyria. I want to understand this bond not just as a duty but as something real." Over the next days, Marcus and Lyria met often. He learned about Kalaris culture, their customs, and the meaning of the life debt. The Kalaris believed that without this bond, the life debt would bring bad fortune and break peace between families. Lyria told Marcus stories from her childhood. How her family expected her to be strong and wise, how she dreamed of freedom beyond her noble duties. Marcus shared his own past, his time as a soldier, the battles he fought, and why he believed in protecting others no matter the cost. They found common ground in their sense of duty and hope for peace. But not all was peaceful. Some Kalaris whispered in the shadows. They did not want a human to marry one of their own. They feared losing power and control. Marcus saw the tension, but stayed focused. His promise to protect the Kalaris was real. He would not let fear break the alliance. One evening, under the two moons of the Kalaris planet, Marcus and Lyria stood on a high balcony. The city lights stretched far below them. Lyria looked at Marcus and said, "This bond is ancient, Captain. It is more than just a marriage. It is a joining of souls. Are you sure you are ready? Marcus looked at the stars and then back at her. I don't know everything, but I know this. I saved your people's lives, and I will honor that. If the price is a marriage, then I accept it. Lyria nodded. Then you are more honorable than many I have met. Their hands touched lightly, a silent promise made between two very different worlds. The next day, Marcus was called to the council again. Eldra spoke. Captain Marcus, by accepting the life debt, you honor our past and protect our future. But know this, the bond will change you both. The ancient ways are strong. You must prepare for what is to come. Marcus understood. This was only the beginning. As he left the council chamber, Marcus looked up at the sky. The stars were many and bright. In this vast universe, he had found a new path, one of honor, duty, and unexpected bonds. The life debt was real, and the price was an ancient one. Marcus was ready to pay it. The days passed slowly for Captain Marcus. Every morning, he woke up in the guest chambers of the Calaris Palace, the walls decorated with strange paintings that told stories of ancient heroes and great battles. The palace was quiet, but full of history. It held secrets that the Calaris guarded carefully. Marcus was not alone. Lyria, the alien woman chosen to fulfill the life debt bond, was close by. Though they were still strangers in many ways, their time together grew longer, and a fragile friendship began to form. One morning, Lyria took Marcus outside the palace gates. They walked through the city streets, which bustled with life. Strange. Creatures moved about, tall, thin beings with long arms, and others with many eyes. The market was full of sounds and smells Marcus had never experienced before. Colorful fabrics, odd foods, and shiny trinkets filled every stall. Lyria pointed to the crowd. This is my home, she said softly. Not the palace or the council. Chambers, but here, among the people. They are simple but strong. They believe in honor, family, and the old ways. Marcus listened carefully. Do they all know about the life debt and the marriage bond? Lyria nodded. Yes, it is part of our culture. The life debt is sacred, but not all agree about who should pay it or how. Some believe humans are outsiders, not to be trusted. Marcus frowned. That makes things harder. True, Lyria said, but the old ways can change, slowly. It starts with small trust. As they walked, Lyria shared stories about her childhood. She told Marcus about her family, powerful and respected. She was expected to marry within her clan to strengthen alliances, but now her future was uncertain. I never wanted to marry just for power, Lyria admitted. I wanted to choose who I trust, who I share my life with. Marcus thought about Earth, where people also fought against old traditions and expectations. He felt closer to Lyria, knowing she had dreams beyond duty. That afternoon, Marcus met with Calaris leaders to learn more about their politics. The council was divided. Some members welcomed the human alliance, hoping it would bring new strength and knowledge. Others feared losing control to humans, who were seen as unpredictable and dangerous. One leader, a tall woman named Varys, spoke sharply. This marriage may bind us, but it may also weaken us. Humans are not like us. Their ways could destroy our traditions. Marcus met Varys's cold eyes but remained calm. I respect your traditions. I am here to learn and to protect. My only wish is peace and friendship. Varys nodded slowly, but suspicion remained. Later, Marcus returned to Lyria. The council is worried, he said quietly. Not everyone wants this marriage. Lyria sighed. That is the way of power, but we cannot let fear control us. The bond between Marcus and Lyria grew stronger with every passing day. They spent long hours talking about their worlds, their hopes, and their fears. Marcus learned that Lyria had a special gift. She could sense the emotions of others. It was a rare talent among the Kalares, making her both respected and feared. One evening, under the soft light of twin moons, Marcus asked, "Does your gift help or hurt you?" Lyria smiled sadly. "Both. I can feel pain and joy from others, but sometimes it is too much. I carry the burdens of my people in ways they do not understand." Marcus reached out and took her hand. "You are not alone." Lyria looked at him, surprised but grateful. But even as they grew closer, danger waited in the shadows. Some factions on the planet saw Marcus's presence as a threat. They whispered dark plans to break the alliance and keep the Kalares pure. One night, Marcus found a message hidden in his room, a warning written in an ancient script. The debt must not be paid. The bond must break. Marcus showed it to Lyria. She frowned deeply. "There are those who fear change. They will try to stop us." "We must be ready," Marcus said firmly. The life debt was no longer just an ancient custom. It was a symbol of hope and a target for enemies. As Part 2 closed, Marcus and Lyria stood side by side, ready to face whatever came next. Their bond was new but strong, and it was the only hope for peace between two very different worlds. The day of the trial had come. Captain Marcus stood outside the ancient temple where the Kalares held their oldest and most sacred ceremonies. The temple was carved into the side of a mountain, its walls decorated with glowing symbols and statues of heroes long gone. The air was thick with history and the weight of tradition. Marcus felt a mixture of nervousness and determination. This trial was the test of the ancient price. To honor the life debt fully, he had to prove he was worthy. Worthy to be the husband of Lyria and protector of her people. Lyria stood beside him, her face calm but serious. She had prepared for this moment her whole life. "The trial will test your body, mind, and heart," she explained. "It is not easy, but it is the way of my people," Marcus nodded. "I'm ready." The temple doors opened with a deep rumble. Eldra, the head elder, and several council members waited inside. They wore robes that shimmered like stars, and their eyes held centuries of wisdom. "Captain Marcus," Eldra said, "you face the trial not only for yourself, but for the bond between our worlds. Show us your strength and your honor." The first test was physical. Marcus had to cross a narrow path high above the ground, with only thin ropes and swaying beams to hold him. Below was a deep chasm filled with swirling mist. One wrong step meant falling into the unknown. Marcus took a deep breath and began. His hands gripped the ropes tightly. He moved slowly, feeling the wind and the sway of the ropes. The Kalares watched silently. Halfway across, the ropes shook violently. Test to see if Marcus could keep calm under pressure. His muscles ached, but he held steady and reached the other side. A murmur of approval came from the elders. Next was the test of the mind. Marcus entered a dark chamber filled with ancient symbols and strange machines. He had to solve a puzzle, a riddle that no outsider had solved for centuries. The riddle spoke of unity, sacrifice, and trust. Marcus thought carefully. He remembered his talks with Lyria about their bond, the life debt, and honor. Slowly, he arranged the symbols in the correct order. The chamber glowed softly, and a door opened. The elders nodded again. Marcus was passing. The tests. The final challenge was the test of the heart. Marcus was led into a quiet garden filled with glowing flowers and soft lights. Here he had to face his deepest fears and doubts. Images appeared before him, memories of battles lost, friends who died, and the loneliness of being far from home. The weight of the life debt pressed on him. Could he truly protect Lyria? Could he accept this bond and all it meant? Lyria appeared beside him, holding his hand. "You are not alone," she whispered. Together they faced the fears. Marcus's heart grew stronger. He understood that this bond was not just tradition, but a promise, to stand together no matter what. When the trial ended, Eldra approached. "You have passed the ancient price, Captain. You honor our people and the life debt. The bond is real." The crowd in the temple cheered softly, a rare sound of joy in the serious place. But the trial also revealed enemies. Outside the temple, a group of shadowy figures watched. They whispered of breaking the bond, of stopping the union between human and Calaris. Marcus knew the peace was fragile. The trial was only the beginning. That night, Marcus and Lyria sat under the stars, the weight of the trial still heavy, but their bond unbreakable. "We have much to face," Marcus said. Lyria smiled. "But together, we are stronger." The life debt demanded an ancient price, and Marcus had paid it with honor. The calm after the trial did not last long. Captain Marcus and Lyria returned to the palace, but the air was thick with tension. Whispers followed them everywhere, hidden eyes watching, voices quiet but sharp. The ancient bond was strong, but the forces against it were growing. Marcus could feel the weight of suspicion from some members of the council. Varus, the leader who had once warned him, now openly questioned his loyalty. "You bring danger to our people," Varus said coldly in a meeting. "The human ways are unknown and unpredictable. This bond could destroy us from within." Marcus met her gaze steadily. "I have honored every tradition. My only wish is peace and friendship." Varus sneered. "Peace built on lies is fragile. We will see if your words hold true." That night, Marcus found a secret message slipped under his door. The words were clear and chilling. "The debt is a trap. Trust no one." He showed the note to Lyria. Her eyes darkened with worry. "There are traitors among us," she said. "People who want to use this marriage to control you, to control us." Marcus's mind raced. Was the life debt truly a bond of honor or a weapon in a political game? As days passed, Marcus uncovered hidden truths. Lyria's family was divided. Some wanted the alliance with humans, hoping for new strength and technology. Others feared losing power and control over their people. Lyria struggled with her own past. She revealed to Marcus that her parents had made difficult choices to keep their house safe, some secrets darker than she wished to admit. "I am not just a bride," Lyria said one evening. "I am a symbol. My marriage can unite or break my people." Marcus held her hand. "We will face this together. I am not just your husband by law, but by choice." But betrayal came from an unexpected place. One night, a trusted advisor to the council approached Marcus in secret. His voice was low and urgent. "Captain Marcus, you must be careful," he warned. "There is a plan to break the bond during the upcoming ceremony. They will try to destroy everything you have built." Marcus's heart pounded. "Who? Why?" The man shook his head. "Power, fear. They believe humans will take their place." Marcus knew time was short. He told Lyria and Eldra, the head elder. Together, they planned to expose the traitors and protect the bond. The wedding day grew near, but danger shadowed every step. On the morning of the ceremony, Marcus received another message. This one was a threat. "Stop the wedding or face the consequences." He showed it to Lyria, who looked calm but determined. "We will not be afraid," she said. "This bond is stronger than hate." As the sun set, the palace prepared for the ancient rituals. Marcus felt the eyes of the entire planet upon him. He was no longer just a human soldier, he was a symbol of unity and hope. But in the shadows, enemies moved closer, ready to strike. The life debt was more than an ancient price now. It was a test of trust, of courage, and of love. Marcus was ready to pay it fully, no matter the cost. The calm after the trial did not last long. Captain Marcus and Lyria returned to the palace, but the air was thick with tension. Whispers followed them everywhere, hidden eyes watching, voices quiet but sharp. The ancient bond was strong, but the forces against it were growing. Marcus could feel the weight of suspicion from some members of the council. Varys, the leader who had once warned him, now openly questioned his loyalty. "You bring danger to our people," Varys said coldly in a meeting. "The human ways are unknown and unpredictable. This bond could destroy us from within." Marcus met her gaze steadily. "I have honored every tradition. My only wish is peace and friendship." Varys sneered. "Peace built on lies is fragile. We will see if your words hold true." That night, Marcus found a secret message slipped under his door. The words were clear and chilling. "The debt is a trap. Trust no one." He showed the note to Lyria. Her eyes darkened with worry. "There are traitors among us," she said. "People who want to use this marriage to control you, to control us." Marcus's mind raced. Was the life debt truly a bond of honor or a weapon in a political game? As days passed, Marcus uncovered hidden truths. Lyria's family was divided. Some wanted the alliance with humans, hoping for new strength and technology. Others feared losing power and control over their people. Lyria struggled with her own past. She revealed to Marcus that her parents had made difficult choices to keep their house safe, some secrets darker than she wished to admit. "I am not just a bride," Lyria said one evening. "I am a symbol. My marriage can unite or break my people." Marcus held her hand. "We will face this together. I am not just your husband by law, but by choice." But betrayal came from an unexpected place. One night, a trusted advisor to the council approached Marcus in secret. His voice was low and urgent. "Captain Marcus, you must be careful," he warned. "There is a plan to break the bond during the upcoming ceremony. They will try to destroy everything you have built." Marcus's heart pounded. "Who? Why?" The man shook his head. "Power, fear. They believe humans will take their place." Marcus knew time was short. He told Lyria and Eldra, the head elder. Together, they planned to expose the traitors and protect the bond. The wedding day grew near, but danger shadowed every step. On the morning of the ceremony, Marcus received another message. This one was a threat. "Stop the wedding or face the consequences." He showed it to Lyria, who looked calm but determined. "We will not be afraid," she said. "This bond is stronger than hate." As the sun set, the palace prepared for the ancient rituals. Marcus felt the eyes of the entire planet upon him. He was no longer just a human soldier, he was a symbol of unity and hope. But in the shadows, enemies moved closer, ready to strike. The life debt was more than an ancient price now. It was a test of trust, of courage, and of love. Marcus was ready to pay it fully, no matter the cost. The sun rose over the Calaris planet, casting warm light on a world ready for change. The war was over, but the future still held many challenges. Captain Marcus and Lyria stood side by side on the balcony of the palace, looking out at the city, that now held new hope. Their marriage had become more than a bond of life debt. It had become a symbol of unity, strength, and peace between two very different peoples. The council met early that morning. Eldra, the head elder, spoke first. "The threats we faced have shown us the power of our union. We must build on this, not let old fears divide us." Marcus listened carefully. He knew that trust was fragile, but he believed in the promise they had made to each other and their peoples. Lyria spoke next, her voice calm but strong. "Our cultures are different, but we share the same hope. A future where we protect one another and grow together." The council agreed to open new talks between humans and Calaris. They would share technology, culture, and knowledge. Marcus would represent humanity as an ambassador, a role he accepted with honor. But the road ahead was not easy. Some factions still whispered in the shadows. Change was slow, and old wounds ran deep. One day, Marcus visited the market with Lyria. The people greeted them warmly. Children stared with wide eyes at the human hero. Marcus smiled, feeling a new connection. Small boy approached and asked, "Are you really the one who saved us?" Marcus knelt down. "Yes, I did. But it was not just me. It was all of us working together." Lyria watched with pride. "You have become part of our story, Marcus." Their bond grew stronger every day. Together they faced challenges from politics, distrust, and the scars left by years of fear. But their marriage was a bridge, one built on respect, love, and hope. One evening, as the twin moons rose again, Marcus and Lyria sat quietly. "I never thought this life debt would lead to so much," Marcus said. Lyria smiled. "Sometimes the oldest debts bring the greatest gifts." They looked at the stars, imagining the future, a future where humans and Calaris walked as friends, not strangers. The ancient price had been paid, but the true reward was just beginning.